Oh shit, I think I overbrewed my tea. Hi, welcome to my channel and welcome to another bookish adventure. Finally, today I am doing a book review for Empire of Storm. I feel like I finished this so long ago, which was probably only a couple of weeks, but because of what I needed to film and put out, I haven't been able to make a review yet. So I'm going to be doing my normal spoiler-free and then spoiler review, which is going to be really hard to try and say anything about this book that is spoiler-free because it's going to be hard. What I will say is this is so far removed from the previous books, it is ridiculous. We're now at a point where, yeah, the first book, I've said this before, is just nothing like this anymore. So, what can I say? For the most part, I did enjoy this book. I will be honest, I don't want to be like, I don't care about Ellen, our main character, because I do. I just don't really have an emotional connection. Like, I care what happens to her, but out of everyone, her story just wasn't what was gripping me, which is ridiculous because that is the main central thing. And I think I've always had this weird thing with Ellen, is that in the previous books, I've always found that she seems to grow and change a bit by the end, and then come the start of the next book, she's back to being bratty and annoying, and it's like, why does this keep happening? Which is just so frustrating, whereas for once with this book, that wasn't happening, and I was like, oh my god, finally. But then I just felt like I just wasn't getting an emotional just anything. Like, her plot was happening, and I was like, well, okay, and everything is happening, that's fine. I found myself caring more about Manon and Elid as usual, because Manon is just my everything, and I was really like, I don't know, just everything about Ellie just made me just want to hold her and just wanted to kill anything that crossed her path that could hurt her. So their journeys were just amazing. Once we hit the middle of the book, when we hit the mini battle, I guess, at Pirates Bay, Girls Bay, I don't know, dead things, that for me was a turning point in Ellen's journey and story. There was a moment where I was genuinely worried for a character, and I was getting not stressed, but stressed. And for me, I was like, oh my god, like, I'm not okay with this. And from that point, suddenly things felt more important and urgent within their storyline and their plot. There is the usual Ellen way of a big reveal and information being dropped here and plans being made that she doesn't tell anyone, and so it makes the end just amazing and wild. The ending of this book is so different from previous books, and I really liked it because it was refreshing. There is one big missing thing, and that missing thing is Kale, my baby, my captain. He's not in it, and obviously if I'd read this when these were published, I would probably have been losing my shit, but because I know that the 6th book, which didn't end up being the last book, Tower of Dawn, is his story, I'm okay with that. But it is hard reading it when they're mentioning him and Dorian is like, I wonder how he's getting on and if he's doing this and if he's okay, and I'm like, tell me how he is! I don't like not knowing. So that is all I can really say without spoiling it. It got better once we hit that halfway mark, because obviously predominantly the story was going to be a Leon story, and I was getting worried that I was at that point where I was like, ugh. So if you haven't read it, I'm sorry, but you gotta say goodbye, but go read it, come back, and then you can watch me freak out some more. Oh, that is still so hot. So, spoiler time! I've been trying to think how the best way is to do this, and I think I'm gonna have to go by character, because then I can sort of talk about the plot, or else I will be all over the place. Ellen, like I said, it's not that I don't care. I do, because I just don't know what it is. But yeah, towards the end, when she obviously had realized that she had to die, serious Harry Potter vibes. It was amazing how she made all these plans, and then suddenly all this stuff was coming out the woodwork, and I love that because she can't help herself. She can't help but be secretive. I loved it how she'd wrote Lysander into knowing everything and what the role she had to play in it. I love that. That's one of the things I love about her, you know. She may be secretive and she may not be able to willing to share and be open, but girl got some game. This book is so romance heavy, which is nice because there is a lot of darkness coming, and in general darkness is just gonna happen. So it's nice to have that sort of light. It's nice for them and the characters in the plot to have that lighter element, because you want them to have just something in the face of shitness, really. So Lysander is everything to me. Her redeeming journey has been amazing, and I love it. I love everything about her. I was so scared she was gonna die in the water. Oh my, so many times I have feared that she was going to die. I really like her and Aiden. I say Aiden, I don't even know why, but it looks like an Irish way of spelling Aiden. I like their story. I love that he's like, I'm gonna marry you one day, but like when you're ready, because it's like he's rushed ahead, but at the same time he's still like, but nothing's happening between us right now, but I will marry you. Like, it's just sweet and cute, and he just just gets her, and it's so nice that he just understands. Like, she spends so much time in animal form. Really nice that they have that close bond. Like, he gets that he shouldn't push it with her. Manon, holy shit, my witch. Oh my god, like, there was a reason why I knew I loved that woman, and that reason is because she is just freaking badass. It has been so wonderful seeing her journey really unfold, really seeing a different part of her, seeing that humanity in her. I mean, that standoff with her grandmother, holy shit. Like, so many moments that happen with her, I'm like, I need another Manon chapter. I need another Manon chapter. When she saved Dorian, when she went back, when, oh my god, when her second was gonna get killed, like, literally, I could not handle it. I just, oh my god, and her and Dorian, I'm getting my wish. Seriously, I'm so happy. And then Iliad, my baby, I don't know why I became attached to her very quickly. I feel like because she survived the witches, she survived her uncle, and then just to be left in the forest, I just loved everything about her. That sneaky thing, because the minute she saw that fae, and the minute she was like, well, he's gonna be my traveling companion, she can just switch it on, and I think that's why I love their relationship so much. Yes, he messed up so badly. What were you thinking? I love that from the get-go, he has this like weird respect for her, because he's like, she's been through some shit, I'm not gonna push it. Like, her foot, like, everything about her, it's like he can almost sense there is just something just not like any other girl about her. And for me, because I was like, where the hell is this gonna go? Like, this is such a weird pairing, and I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna like whatever, and not really loving it. And I did, because I was so curious as to how anything would develop with them, if there was gonna be a friendship, any kind of bond. So I was really like, oh my god, this is really cool. So I am now, yeah, I'm at a point where I am so curious as to where this is gonna go, because like I said at the start, this ended not like any other book. Normally trauma has happened, things have got wild, but in general they saved Dorian, kind of killed the king, and the castle came down, but they were kind of okay. You know, she realized who she was, she got a hold on her magic, her and Rome were kind of like, hey, she had a standoff with Maid, wild shit happened, but was okay. Like, we've had that kind of, it's kind of okay, but this was not okay. Like, that whipping, I hated that I had to read it in 2 parts, so I got to 20 pages and had to come off my lunch break. I hated that I had to read it in 2 parts, because that whipping was so savage, and then being put in that box, like, I was just, my chest, man. This is what I mean. Like, if this book had been like this from the start, it so would have been 5 stars, but I had to give it 4.5, because there was just nothing emotionally gripping me on her story. I just wasn't fussed about what was happening with them, which is ridiculous, I know. But then after that moment in Pirates Bay, and Lysander nearly died, I was suddenly like, oh my god. And then suddenly people were getting it on, and then there just seemed more urgency and danger, and just everything suddenly just felt better and right, and I loved it. So yeah, I've got Tower of Dawn left to go, and then the final book. So yeah, I'm really excited to just see where this is really gonna go. And like, she's now in such a different place from the start, and now she's in Maeve's clutches, and she's in that box, and it's just like, what the hell? I love it. And then poor Lysandra is now having to fake being her, like, just so much of it I just don't see coming, and I loved it. Thank you for joining me on this book review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then smash that like button and show me your thumbs. If you're new, then hello, feel free to subscribe and join me on another bookish adventure. As always, sound off in the comments, what did you think of this book? What are your thoughts? Because, you know, I struggle with Lillian, I do. That doesn't detract from the fact that she is so badass, but it's just her I struggle to connect with. I just always felt like it was a step forward and then 2 back for a lot of the time, but we're getting there. I am now so heavily invested. I'm worried about my emotional state when I hit the end of this. I hope you had a good weekend, and I will see you Thursday for another reading vlog. Bye!